My name is Parker. My world was built on my family's wealth, but inside I was searching for something real. My life felt empty and predictable. Then one evening, everything changed. At a local cinema, I saw a young woman named Emma selling the tickets. People might say she is beautiful, but I saw something far beyond a pretty face. I witnessed a quiet strength, a story of pain carried with a grace I had never seen before. Her smile was real despite the obvious exhaustion in her eyes. I felt a pull I could not quite explain. Her life was pain. Her story was full of struggle. I later found out her father was a good soldier. His name was Robert. He was brave. He went to war. He did not come back. His death left her family with nothing. They had no money, no home, no support, only deep pain and a hard struggle. On that day, she became the leader of her house. That day, her childhood was over. Her mother is old. Her name is Mary. She is unwell and weak. She has a cough every night. She needs her medicine every week. That medicine is expensive. Emma's salary went there first. I can imagine that every time she buys it, she feels like her heart is bleeding. But she has no choice. Without it, her mother cannot breathe. She looks at Emma with her tired eyes. Emma smiles back at her. She tells her she is strong, but her mother knows her body is weak. Her mother knows she misses meals. Her mother knows Emma lies when she says she has already had food. Emma has two little sisters. Lily is 12. Grace is 10. They are so innocent. They need to study. They want to play games. They need a normal life, but she cannot give that to them. They have on old clothes. Their bags for school are torn. Sometimes they would ask her, "Sister, can we eat rice today?" She says yes, but in her heart, she knows they have no rice. She tells them small lies every day to keep them happy. She tells stories about tomorrow. She tells them they will all eat well. She tells them life will change, but she does not know when. She works in a cinema. She sells the tickets. She takes the money from people. She smiles. She says thank you. The job seems simple, but it is very hard. She stands all day long. Her feet must hurt. Her back must hurt, but she cannot complain. If she loses the job, her family will not eat. Every coin she earns is for rent, for food, and medicine. At the month's end, nothing is left at all. Not for her, not for fun, not even for one small sweet. Many nights they would eat less. Sometimes they only have water and bread. She gives her portion to her mother and her sisters. She drinks water and sleeps feeling hungry. She tells them she already ate at her job. They believe her. They do not know her stomach is burning. They do not know she cries quietly after they are sleeping. She cries because she wants to give them a much better life. She cries because she feels so powerless. But she does not let them see those tears. She must be strong for her family. I later heard about one night her mother's cough was very loud. She needed her medicine, but Emma had no money. She searched her purse. She counted the coins over and over. It was never enough. She thought about asking her uncle, but that uncle had already taken what little her father left behind. He took their land. He took all their savings. He had left them with absolutely nothing. She hated asking him for any help. He had no more kindness in his heart. That night, she held her mother's hand. She told her, "Tomorrow, we will get the medicine." Her mother smiled faintly. She knew Emma was lying. She closed her eyes to pray. Every day I wake up with fear. What if she cannot pay the rent? What if her mother gets more sick? What if her sisters must leave their school? Poverty is not only hunger. Poverty is deep fear. Poverty is a shame. Poverty is standing before a shopkeeper just asking for one more day for payment. Poverty is watching her mother give her food away to her children while pretending that she is full. Poverty is wearing a single dress again and again until it is torn. Poverty is losing all your dreams while holding only pain. Still, she fights. She fights every single day. She fights just for her family. She fights for mere survival. People ask her, "Why do you still smile?" She smiles because she does not want people to see that she is broken. She smiles because her sisters must have hope. She smiles because if she falls, they will surely fall with her. Sometimes she sits alone and she thinks about life. Other girls her age will dream about love, about marriage, and about a bright future. She does not dream. She cannot afford to go and dream. Her life is only about survival. She does not think of a husband. She does not think of romance. She thinks of medicine, her rent, and school fees. Her love is all for her family. Her one dream is to keep them all alive. But deep down inside, her heart is still just a woman's heart. Sometimes when she sees some couples laughing outside her cinema, she feels a very sharp pain. She asks herself, why can I not have just that? Then she reminds herself, rich boys will never marry poor girls. Rich boys play and then they always leave. Poor girls like her are only seen as toys in their eyes. That is why she protects herself. That is why she does not trust anyone. Her life is so heavy, but it is hers. She has chosen to carry her family on her shoulders. She has chosen this work. She has chosen to give up her dreams. She is poor, but she is so honest. She is poor, but she is very loyal. She is poor, but she still trusts in God's larger plan. Maybe one day something good will come. Maybe one day someone will see her heart and not just her poverty. But until that day, she will fight all alone. This is her story. This is Emma's very life. It is not so beautiful. It is not at all easy, but it is real. And it is full of pain, with sacrifice, and with hope. My own life was moving with a dull ache. I was going to the cinema every single day. My body was fine, but my mind was tired of my empty life. I thought that nothing new could ever happen. I thought my days would all look just the same. I thought my own future was only about business deals. But one evening, I saw something that began to change me. I was a young man who came to the cinema. I looked so different from the other people. My clothes were very neat. My walk was composed. I looked rich. I bought a ticket just like all the others, but I did not go in. I instead sat down on the sofa just outside the main hall. At first, she did not think much of it. Maybe I was there waiting for someone. Maybe I just had a reason. But on the next day, I came there again. Same ticket, that same sofa, that same silence. She began to notice me much more. I was always there watching her. Not with any cheap eyes, not with a dirty kind of look, but with my quiet focus. She felt quite uncomfortable. Why was I there every day? Why was I just looking at her? Rich boys will often play games. She had seen so many stories like this one. They come very close, they make their promises, and then they just leave. They have the money, so they believe poor girls will run right behind them. She told herself I was just no different. She told herself she should ignore me, but I did not ever stop. Days became weeks. I kept coming there. I always purchased a ticket, but I never went to watch the movie. I just sat right outside, sometimes smiling softly when our own eyes met. She felt angry. She felt quite scared. She thought, why is he wasting his time? What does he want from me? She looked away from my eyes. She refused me when I spoke. She made herself look busy with her work. Still, I came. Every evening my constant presence was there like a shadow. Slowly she began to wonder, why would a rich man just sit like this for hours only to look at a poor girl? I never once tried to touch her. I never tried to say too much. I just sat there as if I was waiting. It made no real sense to her. After some more days I tried speaking. I came to her counter and said in my low voice, "Can we talk?" My tone was soft. It was never proud. It was never rude. But she had refused. She said, "No, I am busy." She turned from me. Her heart was hard. She did not want me to have a chance, but I was so patient. The next day I came there again. This time I just said, "Please, just one word. I only want friendship." She shook her head. She then told me, "No, I don't talk to strangers." I did not feel angry. I did not try to push. I just nodded and then sat again in my same place. Days moved into weeks. Then those weeks moved into months. 3 whole long months passed just like this. I kept on coming every day. Every single one. I begged her using my eyes even when I did not use any words. She had not ever seen a person so patient. Most of the men would have surely left after a few times. But I just stayed. Her heart was quite confused. Why was I doing all this? What was it that made me come again and again? Was this a big game or was it something real? She fought with her own self inside. Her fear was strong. She remembered those nights when the hunger made her cry. She remembered how the rich people had just ignored her family's own pain. She thought my kind of person was the same. She thought that I would also leave her one day. But her heart kept on asking, if he only wanted to play, why wait 3 months? Why not just go find another girl? One evening when she was closing up her counter, I stood and came very close. I looked quite tired, but my voice was soft still. I said, "Emma, please, just one chance. I am not here to hurt you. I only want to be your friend. Nothing more." Hearing her name from my own mouth shocked her. How did I know? Then she recalled her name tag on her dress. Of course, I had surely seen it. She looked into my eyes for just a moment. They were not full of my pride. They were full of pure hope. A new strange kind of hope. She wanted to just refuse again. She wanted to remain strong. But her heart felt weak that day. 3 long months of my patience had broken down her wall. She sighed. She said, "Only friendship, nothing else." I smiled as if she had just given me the whole world. I replied, "Yes, only friendship." My face lit up like a young child who got a gift. For me, it was a big new victory. For her, it was a tiny step, but also a most dangerous one. That night, when she returned home, she felt quite uneasy. Did she make a large mistake? Should she have remained silent? Her mother asked her why she looked so lost. She told her she was only just tired. She could not ever tell her about me. She could not yet tell her about Parker. Yes, by then she knew my real name. My name was Parker. From that very day, our story then began. It was not true love yet. It was not real trust yet. It was just a very fragile friendship. But deep down inside, she was so afraid. Afraid because the poor girls like her do not have the right to even dream. Afraid because the rich boys all live in a world so far from hers. Afraid because her own heart was no longer truly safe. 3 months of silence. When she agreed to friendship, she thought it would be nothing. She thought it would surely end soon. She told herself it was only a single word. She told herself her own heart was very safe. But she was truly wrong. That one very small yes had opened up a door. And once the big door had opened, nothing was the same again. The next day I came there as always. But this very time my own eyes were different. There was a bright light in them. I did not ever rush toward her. I did not act very proud. I stood a bit away from her and said, "Good evening, Emma." My own voice was so soft. Just hearing her own name for me felt so strange. For 3 full months, I had been waiting for this exact moment. Now I had finally gotten it. She nodded but did not say anything more. She was still quite scared. She did not want to just fall into a big trap. I seemed very happy even with her deep silence. I sat down once again and then stayed there until the whole show was over. When people had left, I waved a goodbye to her just like an old friend. That little smile stayed with her in her mind when she then went home. Days passed. I began to talk with her a little more. Sometimes I would ask her some simple things. "Did you eat today? Are you so tired? How is your dear family?" At the first she did not want to answer, but slowly she gave her small replies. "Yes, I am so fine. They are just okay." She tried to keep it very short. She really wanted to protect her own self, but she could surely see my happiness even with her short answers. It was as if her one small word gave me the strength for the next day. I also then started bringing her small things. Once I had given her a tasty chocolate. Another time I had left a fine book on her counter with no new words. She had refused many of my gifts, but I never did force her. If she had said no, I then simply kept the present back within my own pocket. I respected all her limits. That really made her think. Rich boys that she had heard about were not just like this. They just showed off all their money. They often tried to buy up attention. I was so different. I was so patient. I was simple. One evening right after her work, I walked with her up to the bus stop. I kept a little distance so the people would not talk. I then asked her, "Emma, are we really friends now?" She just looked at me and she said, "Yes, but only friends." I smiled just like a small child. I told her, "That is enough for me." My happiness was confusing her. Why would a rich boy just be so satisfied with just friendship with a poor girl? At her home, she kept just thinking about me. Her mother had asked, "Why are you smiling to yourself?" She had said so quickly, "Nothing, just work." But her heart truly knew it was not just nothing. Her heart was now beginning to see Parker as more than some stranger. Still, she really tried to control her own feelings. She reminded her own self every day, his own family will never accept you. You are so poor. Do not ever forget your own truth. As all the days turned into weeks, Emma and I had started talking more. I had shared some stories of my own childhood. I talked about my own father, Edward, and my dear mother, Margaret. I then spoke about their huge house, their fine business, their great respect in our society. She listened very quietly. She could see that I had everything that she had never ever had. But then I told her something that had stayed with her. "Emma, I have some money, but I do not have any peace. When I can see you, I then feel peace." Those very words touched her so deeply. Nobody had ever told her that. Many of the people had looked at her own face, but no one had looked at her own heart. I was the very first one who tried so hard to see inside. Still, she did not ever show her deep emotions. She smiled just a bit, but inside she was surely shaking. Then one night, I went to her and said, "Emma, do you know why I kept coming for 3 months? Because I could not forget you after the first day. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw you. I did not want to give up. I wanted you to know that my feelings are real." My own voice broke when I had said this. For the very first time, she had seen my own eyes full of tears. She just looked at me and she felt something so heavy in her own chest. For months, she had been fighting against my very presence. For months, she had told herself I was just like others. But when standing there, she finally saw my own truth. My own patience, my own tears, my own simple words. None of it ever looked so fake. She really wanted to cry then, too, but she held her own tears back. That night she had prayed just before sleeping. She had told God, "If this is real, guide me. If this is a trap, save me." Her own heart was so confused. But in the whole middle of that very confusion, she felt a most strange peace. Days later, I then asked her to go out for some tea with me. She refused. At first she said people will talk. I do not want any problems. But I said so gently, "We will sit in a quiet place. No one needs to know, just as friends." She thought about it for the whole long day. In the very end, she had agreed. We met at a little tea shop very far from her cinema. I was there waiting for her already. I then stood up when she had came. My eyes were just shining like I was meeting with a real queen. We sat there and we talked. I asked about her family. She told me all about it little by little. She had told me about her two sisters Lily and Grace. She had told me about her own mother's bad sickness. She did not ever tell me everything that very day, but she showed me just a small part of her very own struggle. I listened very carefully without any interruption. After that day, our own friendship, it grew much stronger. I started in sending some food so secretly for her own family. She refused it many of the times, but I had found my own ways. Sometimes I had given the money to the chemist for her own mother's nice medicine, and then told her all about it later. She felt so angry at the first, but when she had seen her mother's own health now getting better, her own anger just melted. Her own heart knew I was not just helping her for my pride. I was helping her because I had really cared. Slowly, she began to love me there in her silence. She never had told me. She never had showed it. But her own heart beat so differently when she then saw me. She then smiled without any good reason when she just remembered my own words. I became a great part of her thoughts, her own prayers, and her own life. Still, she had reminded herself yet again and again, his own family will never once accept me. I am very poor. I must not ever dream too much. Yet, no matter how much she had controlled, her own heart kept on moving toward me. Love had then entered her life so quietly without her own permission, and she could not ever stop it anymore. Emma's secret had become a great part of my very days. She was not any longer just a girl who came to the local cinema. She was now that someone my own heart had thought about when I was so alone. She had never once told me how she then felt, but I surely knew she could just sense it. My patience, my deep care, my own words, they had surely touched her. But there was just one thing she had kept so hidden, the truth of her whole life. She had never once told me about her own father's own death in any detail. She had never once told me about the real hunger they had suffered. She had never once told me all about the real nights when her own mother would cry from her pain, or the days when she had gave away her own food to her own sisters. She had smiled in front of me. She acted so strong. But deep right inside I knew she was quite afraid. Afraid that if I just knew the whole real truth, I would then walk away. Afraid that her real poverty would surely scare me. But I was not a real man who would let the things hide so long. One very evening, I had looked straight into her own eyes and I said, "Emma, I want to know everything now about you. Not just your real smile, not just your real words. I want to now know your own pain, too. Please just tell me who you really are. My own voice had broken something deep inside of her. She had just carried her own story like it was a locked box. Nobody had wanted to hear it. Nobody had any time for it. But here I was, a man who then begged just to know. The tears came to her very eyes. She looked right away, but I then said so softly, "Emma, do not hide. I can really take your own truth." That same night she had finally spoken. Her very own words had came out so heavy, but once they really had started, they then did not ever stop. She had told me about her own father, how so proud he was as a real soldier, how he had left for the war with real courage in his heart, how all the news of his passing destroyed their whole home. She had told me how her own uncle had cheated them, took away all their land, their old savings, and then left them there with just nothing. She had told me how her own mother then became so sick, how every new day she had to just choose between some food and all the medicine. She had told me all about Lily and Grace, how both their shoes were so torn, how all their stomachs were not ever full, how she had lied to them every single night, just saying she had already eaten when she had not. She had told me all about the own shame of just standing in front of a real shopkeeper, asking for more needed time. She had told me all about the real nights when she then sat there near her window and crying silently because she just felt so powerless. When she had finished, she could not even look at me. She just thought I would surely be so shocked. She just thought I would only feel some pity. She just thought I would surely walk right away. But when she had raised her own eyes, she then saw tears were running down on my very own face. I was just crying. A very rich boy crying for a poor girl's true pain. "Emma," I said, my own voice was shaking. "You had lived through all of this and still you did not ever ask me for any money. Do you know just how many new girls would come to me only for my own wealth? Do you know just how many would ask me for nice gifts, for nice clothes, for nice cars? And here you truly are. You never asked me for just one small coin. You had carried your own pain in pure silence. That is the reason why I love you. That is the reason why I cannot just leave you. You are not like anyone else I have ever known or met." She could not then hold her own tears anymore. She cried right in front of me. She had said, "Parker, you don't really understand. Your own family will never ever accept me. I am so poor. I am just nothing in their own eyes. Even if you truly love me, they will surely hate me. And when they all hate me, you will then be forced to really choose between them and just me. I don't ever want to destroy your dear family. I don't ever want to be the whole reason that you lose them." I held her two hands. My own voice was very firm now. "Emma, just listen to me. I don't ever care about any money. I don't ever care about any society. I only care about just you. You are my whole family now. If they do not want to accept you, then I will still always choose you. I will swear to my God. I will then marry you no matter what might happen. I will just stand by you then, Emma. Always." My very words had shook her. Nobody had ever spoken to her like that. Nobody had ever promised her such real loyalty. For a brief moment, she had felt like maybe her own life was not just cursed. For a brief moment, she had felt like maybe that God had written down something really good for her after all of this. But still, she was so afraid. She had told me, "Parker, you don't know your own family. They will not ever allow for it." I had smiled so softly and then said, "Emma, my whole heart is already there with you. And just one day I will then make sure that the whole world knows all of it too. You are not at all alone anymore." That same night, She went on home and then lay there on her old bed. She thought about my own words again and just again. Could it all be so true? Could someone out there really just love me? Not for some beauty, not for some money, but for my own heart. Her own tears then soaked her own pillow. But they were not just only tears of her pain. For the very first time in so many years, they were also some tears of some hope. The family's anger. After I had promised Emma that I would not ever leave, she felt a real strange peace. For the very first time in so many years, she had believed in another someone. I had spoke with such deep truth that her own heart had wanted to just trust me. But her own fear had never really left. She kept on telling me again and again, "Your dear family will never ever agree." I had always smiled and I said, "You leave that to me. They will soon understand." One very evening, I then told her, "Emma, I have now decided tomorrow I am going to tell my own parents about you. I cannot ever hide this anymore. They must surely know the real woman whom I love." Her heart just dropped. She then felt some panic. She said, "No, please don't. They will surely hate me. They will surely insult me. I don't ever want you to face all that pain." But I just shook my own head. "Emma, if I ever hide you, it would mean I am truly ashamed, and I am never ashamed. I'm so very proud of you. I just want them to now know that you are the real one whom I want to soon marry." She could not ever stop me. My own mind was very firm. That same night, she could not ever sleep. She just kept on thinking of my own parents. They were so very rich. They were so very respected. They had lived in a whole world so very far from her own. In their own eyes, she would just be nothing more than just a poor new cinema girl. Her own hands had trembled as she had thought of me standing in front of my parents with her name right on my very lips. The very next day, I then sat with my own parents. My dear mother Margaret had smiled at the first. She had asked, "So now tell me, Parker, who is this very lucky girl from which fine family? Which big business house?" She was so excited. She was now dreaming of a fine royal daughter-in-law. I had said so softly, "Her true name is Emma. She is just 25. She is so beautiful. She is so very kind. She is the real woman whom I love." My own mother then leaned right forward. And her own family? Her real father's main work? Which big university? I then looked right into her own eyes and I said, "Her own father was a real soldier. He had died in a war. She now lives with her own sick mother and her 2 younger sisters. She must work at an old cinema to help support them. She is very poor, but she is the very best woman whom I have ever met or known." The large smile had vanished right from my mother Margaret's own face. She just stared at me with pure shock. "Poor? You are now telling me that you want to just marry a poor ticket girl who sells some tickets? Have you truly lost your own mind?" My own father, Edward, then spoke with a most heavy voice. "Parker, we are just one of the very richest of families in the whole United States. All the people look right up to us. Our very name has real value. Our own business has real respect. And you now want to just throw all of that far away for a new girl with truly nothing?" My own heart just burned. I replied, "She may truly have nothing in her money, but she has got everything in real honesty. She has her dignity. She has her loyalty. She had never just once asked me for any money. She had never tried so hard to use me. She is just not like the other girls who just run right after my wealth. She is so different. She is so true." My own mother's own eyes had filled up with her anger. "You are so blind. Can't you even see? She has surely trapped you. All the girls like her only want to just climb right into the rich families. She must have surely planned all of this. She must have truly played her whole role so very well. I will not ever allow for this fine marriage. She was not ever there. But later on I had told her every single word. Her own chest had ached when she had then heard all of it. The tears had fell right from her own eyes. She had told me, "This is exactly what I was so afraid of. They will not ever accept me now. You must surely listen to them all. They are your own parents. You cannot ever fight them for just me." But my own face was very firm. I had held her own hands and I said, "Emma, you don't really understand. I don't even care if the whole world now turns right against me. I will not ever leave you. I truly cannot." She just cried much harder. "No, Parker, just please. You are their very own only son. They have surely given you their everything. I don't ever want to just be the real reason why you lose them all. Just forget about me. Just marry a new girl from your own world. Your whole family will then be so happy. You will surely be so safe. I will then remain only just a mere memory." He had stopped me with his own firm words. "Emma, if I ever marry someone else now, I will just live like some dead man. My whole heart, it belongs to only you. I don't want any wealth. I don't want any respect from other people. I just want you, only you." My own parents, they grew much more furious. The days passed by in many arguments. Every time that I brought up her good name, the entire house just turned into some fire. My own mother had screamed that I was destroying their own family good name. My own father had warned me that I would surely lose my entire inheritance. Still, I did not ever bend. I had came to her every single evening just telling her of all their anger. She had cried and then begged me to just give up, but I had refused. I then said, "Emma, you had carried your pain all of your life and you never had gave up. Now it is truly my turn. I will not ever give up now on you." My family then tried their everything. They had threatened. They had shouted. They then promised me lots of money, some property, some high status. They had said I would be cut right off if I had married her. But I had looked them right in the eye and then said, "You take it all. I don't ever need it. I do need Emma." When I had told her all of this, she then broke down. She had never ever known such real love. She had never ever known a new man who would surely choose her over his own world. She then told me, "Parker, you are just too good now for me. I don't really deserve all this." I had lifted her own chin and I said, "Emma, don't ever say that. You are the only reason my own life has got real meaning." At that very moment, she had realized something. My own fight was now no longer just all about her. It was then about what real love truly just means. It was then about proving that real money and great power are truly nothing when compared to a real true heart. The big decision. The deep fight inside my own house grew worse every single day. My dear mother's own anger was much louder. My own father's disappointment, it was much heavier. They did not ever speak with much love anymore. They had spoke with some threats. They had spoke with some cold, new warnings. I had told her about everything. Each single word had felt like a new knife deep inside of her own chest. "Emma," I had said one late evening. My own eyes were so tired. They had told me today that if I decide to marry you, I will then lose my everything. No real money, no new property, no old name, truly nothing. She had looked at me and her own heart had just broke. "Then you listen to them, Parker. Please just do not ever lose your whole family just for me. I am not truly worth that great sacrifice." I had shook my own head. "Don't ever say that. You are truly worth much more than all the old gold in the whole entire world. What is the real value of the money if there is no real love? What is the real value of a great name if I am just so unhappy? I can surely live without any wealth. I cannot ever live without just you. Some tears had ran down her own face. She had begged me just again. If you just walk away right from them, you will surely lose your own parents. You will surely lose the whole life that you once knew. One fine day you will surely hate me now for all of this. But my own voice, it grew much stronger. No, Emma, I will not ever hate you. I will surely hate my own self if I ever let you just go. I know my own choice now. I will then leave this house. I will then leave my everything. I will just start all again. But I will surely start with only you. She could not ever believe what she was now hearing. A very rich man who was ready to walk far away from all luxury for a very poor girl like her. It had sounded so impossible. It had sounded like a new story, not like real life. Yet I had stood there right in front of her. My own hands were holding her own. My own eyes so full of all the truth. The very next day, I had faced my own parents again. My own mother, she cried out in her anger. You are just destroying us all. You are now throwing away whole generations of great respect. My own father's own voice was so very cold. If you now walk right out, don't you come back. I did not ever shout. I did not ever fight. I had simply just said, I have now decided. I do love Emma. She is my whole life. If you just cannot ever accept her, then I will now go. I had left the whole house that same night with truly nothing but only my own courage. No new money, no single bag, no good plan, only just my own heart. I then came so straight to her. When she had opened her own door and she then saw me just standing right there, she had froze. I had whispered, Emma, I have left everything. I don't ever want that whole world. I just want you. Will you want to marry me? Her very tears then fell just like some rain. She had no real words. She then threw her own arms right around me and she cried there on my own shoulder. All of her own fears, all of her own doubts, they had melted in that very moment. I had surely chosen her over my everything. I had truly given up my own whole world for her very own love. We had married so quietly the very next day. No new guests, no big celebration. Only just two souls who were making a new promise. I had looked right into her very eyes and I had said, from this day on, your own family is now my own family. Your own pain is now my own pain. Your own life is now my own life. I had started my working in a new small shop. I had never ever done such real work before, but I did not ever complain. I had worked there with real pride because it was all for us. When I had came on home with my very first small new earning, I then placed it right in her very own hands and then said, this is just the very beginning of our new own life together. She then held my own hands and she whispered, thank you, dear Parker. Thank you now for proving that your true love is still so real. The police and the pain. For a couple days right after our own marriage, our life had felt so peaceful. We had very little money, but we had some love. I had worked in a new shop. She had still worked there in the cinema. We had shared our small meals. We had laughed over our little things. For the very first real time, she had felt so very safe. For the very first real time, she had believed that this real happiness could truly belong to her. But some happiness never can stay so long in the whole life of a poor girl. My own family was not at all ready to accept their defeat. They could not ever believe their very only son had truly chosen her. They could not ever believe that I had left their own rich house and then married a new girl with truly nothing. Their own pride, it was so wounded, and their own anger, it was so dangerous. One fine morning, some police came to her own house. They had asked for her. They had said my own family had now filed a new complaint. They had accused her of just trapping their only son. They had said she had then married me just by her force. They had said she just wanted my own money and my old name. Her own mother, Mary, she was so shocked. Her own sisters, Lily and Grace, they had began to cry. She had felt some fear grip her own chest. The good police had questioned her so very harshly. They had even took her own mother and her sisters to the station. They did not ever care about her old sickness. They did not ever care that her own sisters were just only children. They had shouted. They had insulted. They had made them all feel just like they were criminals. Her own mother had trembled. Her own sisters had clung to her. She had wanted to just scream, but she had stayed so silent. She had knew if she then lost her control, all the things would just only get much worse. When I had heard what was now happening, I then ran to the police whole station. I had pushed right through the whole crowd and then stood there in front of all of everyone. My own face was just full of some fire. I had shouted, "You stop this. Do not ever touch them all. Emma is now my own wife. I have married her with my own fine will. She did not ever trap me. She did not ever ask for my money. It was all my own choice. If you just want to now punish someone, then punish me, not her." The police officers were so shocked by my very words. They had looked at one each other. They had asked me again, "Are you now saying you had married her so freely?" I had said so very loudly, "Yes, I had married Emma now because I do love her. I have left my own family, my own wealth, my own good name. I have left my everything for only her. If you now think she had just forced me, then you don't even know the real truth. I am right here by my very own choice. My very own parents were also just there. My very own mother had cried in her anger. My own father's own face was so very cold. They had tried so hard to argue. They had said, 'He is now lying. She has truly controlled him.' But I had stood so very strong. I did not ever bend. I had repeated again and still again, 'She is now my own wife. I have chosen her. This is now my own life.' When she had saw me now defend her with such great courage, she could not ever stop her own tears. She had realized in that very moment that my own love was not at all weak. My own love was not just only words. My own love was my own fight. I was so very ready to now stand up against my very own family, right against our society, right against the police only just to protect her. The police now had no real choice. They had released her own mother and her sisters. They could not ever hold them all anymore. I had took them all home. That same night we had sat down together. Her own mother had held my own hand and she had said, "My son, today you had proved you are not just only Emma's own husband. You are now also my own son." I had bowed my own head and I had said, "My mother, I will truly care for all of you as my very own. You are now my own family now." That same moment had gave her so much strength. She was still so afraid of what the new future now held. But she had knew one real truth. I would not ever let her to fight all alone. Finally, love win. After the police true incident, my own family was just filled up with some shame. They had tried their very everything just to separate us. But I had stood so tall just like a great wall in the front of her. I had faced all of them. I had faced our society. I had even faced the entire law. And I had never ever allowed anyone there to just touch her. My real strength had gave her such great courage. But she had also knew my family's new anger was not yet gone. They were so very hurt, and they would not just give up so very easily. For 7 long very days right after the real marriage, my own parents had believed that I would surely come on back. They had thought my own love was just only a new fire that would soon cool on down. They had told their own selves that 1 whole week far away from the fine rich life would surely break me down. They had thought that I would surely miss the very big house, the great money, the pure comfort. They had waited for me to just return with some regret, but I had never ever went on back. Day after each day, I had worked in a new small shop. I had carried some heavy boxes. I had stood there for some hours. I had earned so little, but I had gave it all to her with my real pride. I had said, "Emma, this here is ours. This here is so pure. This here is the real fruit of my very own hands." My new joy was so very real, and my whole family, they saw it. Their old belief had began to now break. Then there came the very hardest new blow. His own parents had called her some names in the public. They had told all the people she had really trapped their only son. They had said she had now destroyed their own family's old honor. Those many words had cut her so very deeply, but I had never ever let her just face them all alone. I had always then stepped right in, and I said, "If there is now anyone left to blame, then blame me. I had married Emma now because I had wanted her. She had never ever forced me." Slowly, all the people, they began to then see the real truth. They all saw my own great sacrifice. They all saw my own real loyalty. They all saw that I had really left my everything far behind, yet I had still smiled right with her. Our society had began to now whisper so differently. Some of the people, they said, "Maybe this nice girl is not at all what his own family now says. Maybe her real love is so very real. Otherwise, why would our Parker now stand so very strong? My own parents could not ever fight on forever. Their pride is so very heavy, but even real pride, it grows so tired. My own mother's own tears had turned right from her anger to her exhaustion. My own father's own silence, it grew much longer with each new day. They had surely tried some police, some threats, and some insults, but still nothing had worked. I did not ever bend. My own love, it was just like some stone. One late evening, my own father, Edward, he finally had called me. His own voice was so very cold, but not as so sharp as it was before. He had said, "If you are so happy, then just stay right where you all are. We cannot now fight on anymore. You come on back if you would ever wish, but we will not ever break your new marriage again." When I had told her these new words, her own eyes had filled up with her tears. She had whispered, "So they have truly finally had accepted." I had nodded so very softly. I had said, "Yes, my Emma, they are now so tired. They now know our true love will not ever end." That same night, she had held my own hands so very tightly. She had remembered the whole long path that we had surely walked. From my very first visit to her cinema, to her own rejections, to the whole 3 months of pure silence, to her own confession of her poverty, to my own fight with my very own parents, to the very police, to this real moment of our new peace. Her own heart was so very full. She had truly thought her own life would then always be just only pain. But now she had the real proof that true love can really change real destiny. Her own mother had smiled right at me, and she said, "You have truly proved yourself, my son. You have truly proved that your real love is not just all about your money. It is just about standing here together." Lily and Grace had hugged me, and they had laughed. For the very first real time in so many years, their whole house was then filled up with some joy. She had looked at me and she whispered, You have gave me much more than your love. You have gave me your respect. You have gave me a new place in this whole world. You had showed me that even a very poor girl can be truly valued. I had looked right back at her and I said, and you had gave me my peace, my Emma. You had gave me a real meaning. You are the real answer to all my prayers. Our own story, it had many new battles, but in the very end, our love had won. My very own parents had no real choice but to just accept us. Our society had no real choice but to just respect us. And she had no real choice but to just believe that even in the very darkest of life, some light can truly still enter. This is the very truth of her new life. She was a poor young girl, but she was so rich in her loyalty. I was a rich young boy, but I was so poor in real peace. Together, we had found what we were now missing. Together, we had proved that a real true love is much stronger than great wealth, much stronger than great pride, and much stronger than the whole world itself. The end.